Welcome to tutorial 2. In this tutorial, we will talk about the 3 fundamental modes to make a shape move. The first one is called automatic mode and was mostly discussed in the previous tutorial. In this mode, shapes will move in sync with Live's playback at certain intervals. Besides using note values, you can also use time intervals. In time mode, you can set intervals in seconds and milliseconds. In this case, shapes won't synchronize with Live's tempo, but they will still only move when Live is playing. The next mode is trigger mode. Simply turn off automatic mode and the shape is in trigger mode. Every shape can be triggered with a MIDI note. The default notes go from C1 to D#1. But you can choose any note you want, which can be useful in case you want to use multiple instances of NewPath on one MIDI track. As soon as you've armed the current track in Live, you can use the computer keyboard, a MIDI keyboard, or a MIDI controller to trigger the shapes. Another way of using this mode is by making a MIDI clip and drawing the trigger notes to create interesting rhythms. An even more advanced way would be to have one instance of NewPath trigger a second one, or even a third one. Notice the use of different trigger notes to make sure the different instances don't interfere with each other. Also make sure MIDI through is off while using trigger notes. When MIDI through is on, all incoming notes will be passed through. When it's off, nothing will be passed through, which is good because you probably don't want the trigger notes to be heard. The third mode is cell mode. To put a shape in cell mode, turn on the cell switch. When shapes are in this mode, rhythm is not created by external trigger notes, but read out of cells internally. Every cell has a note value and will be read out by all the cells in cell mode. You can edit those in the second page of the matrix. Finally, note that the LEDs are also buttons, which allow you to quickly trigger shapes, in case you need to test something. Now there's only one more way to trigger shapes. This will be discussed a bit later. But first, we'll dive deeper into the concept of start positions. As explained in the previous tutorial, start positions are the locations which the shapes will be at after opening a saved live set. Every shape has its own start position, indicated by a line in the same color as that of the corresponding shape. In the second tab of the device, you can find all the start position functions. The first button is used to reset the shape right away to its start position by hand. Next, you will find a switch to automatically reset shapes. When it's on, every shape will jump back to its start position as soon as Live stops playback. This can, for example, be useful in cell mode to keep control over complicated rhythms. Next, you'll find the arrows for moving the start positions. But you will also find a useful button to immediately set the start position at the current location of the corresponding shape. An even more practical button for this purpose is located on the matrix. Clicking this button will set all start positions of every shape. Finally, we have a menu where you can reset a shape with automation. Right-click on the menu and choose Show Automation. Keep the automation in idle, which is the lowest value, and draw a short peak to the highest value to reset the shape at a particular place. As discussed earlier, here you can find the final method to make shapes move. Use step shape 2 in this case, where you want the shape to make a step. That's it for this tutorial. See you in the